All right, let's jump right into this because it's a fascinating idea. We usually think of AI as this powerful software, right? Running inside these huge data centers. But what if AI started managing the data center itself? I mean, what if AI learned how to build, manage, and even repair its own physical world? Just take a look at this. These are the brains of modern AI, racks and racks of GPUs. Each one of these setups is a multi-million dollar investment, and they are unbelievably complex. They're incredibly powerful, sure, but they're also kind of fragile. And trying to manage thousands of these things, it's a massive operational headache. But here's the wild part. The solution is actually coming from the technology itself. AI is now being used to manage the very hardware it runs on. And this is creating a leap in automation that is, well, it's changing absolutely everything. To really get why this is such a big deal, we first have to wrap our heads around the scale of what some are calling the $1 million problem. To put it simply, as AI gets bigger and more complex, trying to manage its physical infrastructure the old-fashioned way just isn't going to cut it anymore. Now, this slide breaks down the core issues perfectly. First up, you've got delays. Just setting up this equipment is slow and packed with opportunities for human error. Then, when something does fail, the revenue loss can be absolutely catastrophic. And finally, every single time a person has to manually touch a system, you're opening the door to outages or even security breaches. And look, we're not talking about a few hours of setup. To bring a large AI system online, the process of manually configuring all the compute, the storage, the networking, it can stretch into weeks, sometimes even months. That's a huge, huge bottleneck to innovation. This diagram just says it all, doesn't it? This is the old way. You've got multiple admins, each one having to manually log in and configure every single piece of gear, the routers, the servers, the power units. It's complex, it's inefficient, and there is no way it can scale. So how do we fix this mess? Well, the solution starts with thinking of AI as an optimizer. The first step is to bring AI into the management layer, not just as a workload running in the background, but as an active force, making the entire data center smarter. With AI, you can monitor everything in real time. It can dynamically manage power and cooling, which is a huge cost, by the way. Some companies are seeing savings of up to 40%. It can predict when a piece of hardware is about to fail, intelligently balance workloads, and even automate threat detection. It's all about making the entire system more efficient. So the really crucial point here is the shift from being reactive to being proactive. Instead of just waiting around for a component to break and cause a huge outage, the AI is constantly analyzing sensor data, looking for signs of wear and tear, and flagging it for replacement before it fails. This is a total game changer for reliability. Okay, so optimization is great, but let's take it to the next level. The real leap forward is full-scale automation. We're talking about moving from all that manual work to what the industry calls zero-touch operations. And the key technology that makes this possible is something called an Isolated Management Infrastructure, or IMI. The easiest way to think of it is like a separate, dedicated nervous system for the data center. It's completely independent, so even if the main production network goes down in flames, the IMI is still there, able to access everything and run automated recoveries. And would you look at the difference? This slide shows the new way. Remember that chaotic diagram from before? Now you have one admin interacting with a single automated system that handles the entire infrastructure. It's just a radical simplification of the whole process. So thanks to that IMI, that isolated nervous system, you can do something incredibly powerful called zero-touch provisioning. This means an entire pod of AI hardware can basically deploy itself. It comes online, configures its own network, all with almost no human intervention. This cuts deployment time from months down to days, or in some cases, even hours. But it gets even more fascinating. We've seen AI as an optimizer and an automator. The final step is what happens when you put AI fully in the loop, where it's not just managing things, but it's actively creating and controlling them. This quote from a recent demo just perfectly captures the shift we're talking about. You have an engineer simply talking, using natural language, to a large language model. And that AI is directly interacting with physical hardware to get the job done. There is zero human intervention in between. So here's the play-by-play. A person just asks the AI in plain English to make an LED blink. First, the AI figures out what that means and writes the actual code to do it. Second, and this is the mind-blowing part, it autonomously finds the device, connects to it, and uploads that code directly onto the physical circuit board. And then finally, it actually reads the output from the board's sensors to verify that, yep, the light is now blinking. It's a complete closed loop. So let's be crystal clear about this. This isn't just a fancy version of ChatGPT spitting out some text. This is an AI reaching out from the digital world to directly manipulate and control an object in the physical world. It's bridging that gap between bits and atoms. So what does all this add up to? Well, it's not just an improvement on the old way of doing things. It's a completely new paradigm for how we build and operate technology. I mean, this is the perfect before and after shot. We're moving away from systems that are manual, slow, and full of errors to ones that are automated, intelligent, and can be managed from anywhere on the planet at incredible speeds. And if you take away one single thing from all this, let it be this idea right here. AI is no longer just the workload, it's becoming the worker. It's going from being the program that runs on the hardware to being the operator that manages the hardware. And that leaves us with a truly profound question. For years, we've been building the world for AI. Now, AI is starting to build that world for itself. So what happens when a system that can design and learn can also build and deploy all on its own? What will it create next?